My name is Peter Segura. I'm a co-writer, producer, and director of Zombies in You, the Dummy Edition, or Guide to the Undead, as we called it. So Zombies in You is based on a universe where I had, a while back, this idea that people invented the zombie virus to counteract some sort of like global warming or some sort of, catastrophe. But instead, as usual, the zombies got loose because, in our story, a zombie activist decided that they need to be free, just like, people, because they have the same rights.
Good evening. I'm Professor Normus, MD. I'm the current president of the United States of America, after the previous president, Sir Arnold Schwarzenegger, died suddenly of muscle cancer while I was vice president. And yes, muscle cancer is a real thing.
There's tons of cinematic zombie movies and little, comedy pieces, but I've never really seen like an instructional piece. And while my film is not so much just an instructional video, it has some cinematic aspects, I thought it'd be funny to have like a laboratory talking about how to deal with zombies and, how they made them, how they treat them, what works and what doesn't, that sort of thing.
How many kills have you had?
God, I lost count. Got a lot of kills, but a kill is a kill. Some people say, you can't kill kids. I say, fuck it, man. Women, children, everybody. A kill is a kill is a kill.
I haven't had that much experience with professional makeup artists on set, so this was actually kind of a treat to work with artists who could like layer the makeup, who can, sit down and, talk to me, and I can tell them exactly kind of what I want, and they can make it happen. Like, I saw them, putting on strips of black and on top of like the liquid latex, and at first I was confused, but then as you see them produce it, like it really is like painting on a person, like a real painting where you're mixing the colors and blending it all in, and that depth really comes out, even though it's not that thick on the screen, and even from a slight distance, it looks like there's giant holes in their faces, and like somebody really tore them up. And again, while the zombies were created like in the lab, according to our video, or it's up to assumption, the makeup that they produced over the several hours, each person took at least an hour, some even 3 or more. The zombies looked like they were abused, like they were rotting. It really translates well. I think the finished makeup on each character. We actually had someone who used to work on the X-Files and a few other shows, and him combined with one of the students here at the Art Institute really turned out some great zombie effects. I think it was, it took the amount of time that I expected. Great makeup takes a long time, but the way they looked and, made me even kind of sad that we weren't able to use them as much because of the production being so small. But for the time that you do see them on screen, you'll see that the makeup really pays off, and they have this like great, undead layer on top of them that really sells. For the very end, there's a shotgun blast where we decided to go with real brains, cow brains, and we mixed it with some Hollywood Ben Nye blood. And after mixing it good and well, we put a plexiglass up, and we just launched the sucker, the goopy brains, right into it, with a black background, and then we removed the matte. And for the final composite, you see these brains just splatter onto the screen after she gets shot in the head, and I don't know. I found it to be a very, very fun looking visual, because you don't normally see that much brains flying out that aren't digital in movies these days.
Oh, yeah? What's your favorite part about being a zombie hunter?
Killing the zombies, actually.
Oh, yeah?
I got my trusty 9mm here. Just get them right in my sights and pow!
So our set, which was actually a garage and a parking garage on top of that, was set up by our friend Adam Canote. He did a wonderful job of dextering it up into a pseudo laboratory where we had the plastic wrap and this wonderful dentist chair that was kind of terrifying when you look at the rips and the kind of rust all over it. So it's been through hell. But the set itself was really fun to work with because we were able to maximize the space of his garage to make it feel bigger and seem like there's other rooms in the back, and like it's part of this big building, because we literally pan up to this large building in the beginning. So the parking garage was also great because we got some aerial shots from the buildings. Even though some people were stressing and things were getting a little hectic near the end of the day, because we were really pushing it with our schedule, with everyone's schedule, and it was a long, long day. I think when the final sequences happened, we had some problem where somebody, like, this is entirely my fault for not being more careful. We busted a light in the process of this like final sequence, but when we had all the people coming out and placing their bloody hands on the plastic, and had the crew come in and start shooting the zombie hunters, it felt like a real like zombie set, something you would see out of a movie where chaos is breaking out, lights are exploding, gunshots are going off. It was a sight to see in person, and it turned out really well on film as well.